Today I'm going to demonstrate how you can leverage IntelliMagic Vision to identify performance issues and drill down to root cause for issues in your IBM Spectrum Virtualized environment regardless of the hardware platform. This real-world case study is analogous to the noisy neighbors in a real-world neighborhood in which a few bad neighbors can disrupt the harmony of the entire neighborhood. In this case, just a few bad LUNs had a profound effect on the I/O experience of the SVC environment. IntelliMagic Vision provides in-depth performance analysis of IBM Spectrum Virtualized running on all IBM platforms. IBM Spectrum Virtualized software virtualizes your block storage environments, allowing you to manage your storage environment in a single pane of glass. In this diagram, you can see the SVC running Spectrum Virtualized software residing between the servers and the storage. Spectrum Virtualized runs on a variety of IBM hardware, including SVC, V7000, V3500, V3700, and V9000. In this next part of the video, I'm going to show you an SVC front-end dashboard. The SVC front-end dashboard identifies the key availability risk indicators for the systems running Spectrum Virtualized software and is based on storage pool front-end metrics. Each row in the dashboard represents a different system running Spectrum Virtualized, and the columns along the top show the different risk indicators. The rating is a way of measuring the intensity of the risk, with 0 being no risk and 3 indicating significant risk. By hovering over each bubble, you can see the ratings and tooltips for each metric. For this case study, we will set the date to 9/23/2015 for when the problem was first identified. In this dashboard, you can see that SVC 001 is experiencing significant issues as indicated by the big red dots. We want to get more detail though, so we are going to drill down to the individual storage pools associated with SVC 001. The storage pool dashboard that I'm going to show highlights storage pools with the most risk. Several of the storage pools have risks, but we want to look specifically at the pool EP Flash 3, which is our pool residing entirely on an IBM Flash system. By clicking on the storage pool EP Flash 3 and drilling down to the mini line charts, we can better determine where the performance problem is located. These charts leverage the rating system for the key risk indicators, as did the previous dashboards. The overall front-end response time, front-end write response time, and fast write bypass IOs are red, indicating exceptions. We can ignore the fast write bypass IOs because the write cache for this pool is disabled during this period. The front-end read response time has a warning and a rating of 0.28. These are all metrics that indicate saturation with the front end of the SVC or its cache. In order to verify if the back-end performance is good, we need to check the performance between the SVC and Flash system. We do this by clicking on the SVC back-end dashboard and selecting SVC 001. Once we have this chart in view, we can click on SVC 001 to drill down to the individual pools. Then we will click on Time Charts, EP Flash 3, and the External Read Response Time. In this chart, we see that the response time is less than 1.0 milliseconds. Therefore, we can safely conclude that the performance issues are not with the Flash system, but rather with the front end of the SVC. The next step is to determine who is causing the workload to the pool EP Flash 3. We do this by selecting the storage pool report set and selecting the throughput chart. From the throughput chart, we will drill down on the storage pools for SVC 001. Now that we have the storage pool throughput in view, we can drill down on the volumes on EP Flash 3 to see the top 100 volumes for the storage pool EP Flash 3. What stands out in this chart is the steady throughput for the volumes ending in 125, 202, 124, and 57. Now we want to know which systems these volumes are associated with, so I'm going to click on Identify so we can see which systems these volumes relate to. It turns out that the volumes relate to hosts with the prefix ABA-AIX. Working with the AIX administrator, we determined that these volumes support an Oracle database. We then worked with the Oracle DBA to determine the purpose and activity of these volumes. It was found that these volumes contained Oracle tables, and the query being executed was hitting tables without indexes. The DBAs use this information to configure indexes. The rest of this case study shows what happened next. Now let's fast forward a week so that we can measure the system with the issues resolved. In the next chart, we will take a look at the volumes throughput for the EP Flash 3 storage pool for the day of 9/28 when the issue was resolved. What we see in this chart is that the workload profile changed dramatically as the workload from those top 4 volumes we previously discovered disappears. So now the question is, did the reduction in throughput improve the front-end response times? In this next chart, we will compare the response times for 928 with the response times from 923. It will clearly show that the removal of the workload from the noisy neighbors resulted in a significant improvement in the front-end response times. In order to show the chart, I'm going to go to the Storage Pools report set and select the Read Response Time chart. Then I will isolate on the EP-Flash3 storage pool. On 928, the storage pool EP-Flash3 had a front-end read response time rating of 0.00. In this next chart, we will show how the front-end read response time rating compares with 6 days earlier when we had the noisy neighbors. The chart shows that the front-end response time improved by an average of 0.45 milliseconds or 18.45%. Additionally, the risk improved from warning to no risk. In this brief video, we demonstrated that the IntelliMagic Vision SVC dashboards were able to proactively identify some noisy neighbors that once addressed resulted in a significant improvement in the front-end I/O response time for all the good folks in the neighborhood. For more information on how IntelliMagic Vision can reduce risk and improve performance in your storage environment, please contact us at info@intellimagic.com.